So for item 77 of my 101 list, I wanted to cook, make, do, craft 101 things off my Pinterest boards, and that really turned into basically like 98 things cooking and like 3 things crafted. So it was basically a cooking challenge, but I have completed it. It took me basically the whole list. It took me till November, so just a few months shy of finishing. But I was able to make lots of really delicious stuff. Some things were kind of flops, but most of it was pretty good. I try to be pretty selective about what I do pin on Pinterest. I always make sure it goes to a link and check the recipe before I pin it. Some people are not so judicious, but yeah, so we had lots of good meals. The few crafts that I did, I made a shoebox with toilet paper rolls in it to hold all of my pens, and I made Garrett a googly eye card for anniversary that says I only have eyes for you, with lots of googly eyes in the shape of a heart. I also did the like white crayon with watercolor over it, because for some reason that is like my most popular pen on Pinterest. Um, so I did that for our anniversary too. I just wrote in white crayon and then painted over it with watercolor for him. And another thing I did for also our anniversary, I kind of went a little overboard, was I made a photo map for us. So I got a big map of the US, and then for each state that we visited, I took a picture that we had taken of both of us and put it on the state. So it's really cute. And Pinterest has really great ideas for cheesy gifts, and I love it. As far as the food goes, I'm trying to think if there were standouts. I did pin everything that I super liked to my Verdict Delicious board, so I'm going to put a link to that in the doobly-doo so you can just check that out. So anything on there has been tried and tested by me. It is actually delicious. A few things I can think of off the top of my head, we made kettle corn, which was quite the success. We've made that a few times since then as well, because we liked it so much. There's a soy glazed chicken that was really great, and you make like a ginger oil to like put on top of it. Super delish. I need to make that again. I made guacamole for the first time because I've never really made that before, and found a pretty good, well, pretty delicious recipe on Pinterest. Not just good, it was great. I'm really into the one pot recipes because they are super easy to do, and they're great because you just come home and you chop everything up and put it in the pot and it cooks. So we did a couple of those, like a chili mac and cheese and like a chicken alfredo pasta, a few of those. Great. I also discovered that Cookpad, which is a Japanese recipe site, has an American like translation site now, English translation. And so I'd made a few things off of there, including takikomi gohan, which is like you put everything in the rice cooker, like not just the rice, but like you put in corn or you put in ginger, like whatever the recipe is, and it makes like a mixed rice. So we did that too. I made soft pretzels for my boy for Valentine's Day from an Alton Brown recipe. Excellent. He loved them. Probably one of our most cooked recipes from the list is a twice baked butternut squash, which is scrumptious, just the best. You bake it, then you mix it all together with quinoa, toasted pecans, shallots, oregano, Parmesan cheese, and then you put it back into the shells, or lately we've just been putting it back into a pan for easier eating, and then just bake it again with like a panko butter Parmesan crust on topping. Really good. We've made that for both Garrett's family and my mom and stepdad, who are more veggie centric, and they both highly approved. So another recipe that Garrett just loves to death is the Moroccan beef patties. It's a Rachel Ray recipe, but it's basically just ground beef with, you know, like Moroccan spices. It's like cinnamon and I don't remember, but you just mix it all together with some onions, and then you just pan fry them and serve it with couscous, and they're just really good. Easy, super easy, super easy, super delish. We also found a copycat recipe for Crystal Burgers, and I am from Georgia. I grew up eating them. I love them. And one of the saddest things about living out here is I can't eat them on a regular basis, but now I can, because this recipe basically tastes exactly like them. It took us a while to find the right pickles, but now that we have Mount Olive, by the way. But the secret is really just piling tons of like the dried chopped onions on your burger before you bake it. And you just bake the ground beef and then cut it up into your little squares and serve it on your burgers. And it's pretty close to the original. It's not exactly the same. I can't really quite get the steamed buns down because I don't have like a big girdle to put them on or anything, but it's been a success so far, and it's nice because it's just a little bit of home that I get to eat. But in conclusion, just yeah, check out the Verdict Delicious board if you want some of those recipes. It's been great making everything, and I feel like I still have a ton of things on my like to eat and drink board because that's where I put everything. That's where I pen the most pens because I love eating and drinking things. So I still need to like work through it more, and maybe I don't know. I just need to like clean it up and make sure there's only stuff on there I'm actually gonna cook. But it's nice having a collection when I'm like, I go to the store and there's chicken on sale, I just go and type in chicken and search my pens only, and all these recipes come up that I wanted to make anyway. We'll see. Pinterest is great, and I was really glad that I did this because I got to eat lots of delicious food from it. Okay, this item has been completed and checked off of my list.